What is up everyone, today I will be showing you guys my Marvel timeline if they never ever sold anything to Fox, to Sony, to any of those companies, and I'm gonna make it so that the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man will all be in the same timeline. So I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell to never miss another video. So let's get straight on with it. So the first movie would be Captain America. Now this would kind of be an origin story. The villains would be Red Skull, and we would kind of see the beginning of MODOK, but like, remember that scientist in Captain America? He would turn out to become MODOK, and so it would be the beginning of him, and then after that we would also see Captain America, Wolverine, Bucky Barnes, and Black Panther's grandfather kind of assembled to battle Hydra, kind of like in that new video game that we're gonna get, Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra. That's gonna be pretty nice. We're gonna see Captain America's, and we're gonna see Black Panther's grandfather. So that's pretty much gonna be the first movie. It's gonna be set in the World War II in 1943, and we will see the Tesseract and Agent Carter and all that, and we're gonna kind of see the U.S. military like we saw in the movie. And it's gonna be a pretty nice movie to see. After that, we would get Wolverine Origins. We would kind of see like it would be the origin story of Wolverine, and the first Wolverine movie would be set a bit after the Second World War, or a bit like during the end. And there would also be like the origin story like in the 1980s, kind of like how we saw and how he got his claws. And after that, there would be like we would see like his battles in the war, instead of seeing like how he got his metal claws like in the Wolverine Origins that we did get. We would see what he did with his brother in the battles in the beginning of Wolverine Origins, and it would be a really cool movie to see Wolverine and his brother in action in the war, and kind of see like what happened. It would be maybe like 1940s, 1945, and we would see them committing a few, like in the Wolverine, we saw them getting executed. We would see that too, and we would see a bunch of cool things really about how Wolverine and the adventures of Wolverine and what he got. After that, we would have X-Men First Class and X-Men from the 2000s. Now these two movies would be exactly the same as how they were like like how we see them now. After that, we would get the Spider-Man 1 movie. Now this movie would actually be pretty different from the Spider-Man 1 movie that we got with Tobey Maguire. It would take more of a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man approach, and the main villain would be Scorpion, and we would also see Harry Osborn, Norman Osborn, and it would be kind of similar to the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, where it's his first day in school, but how he gets his powers is that he gets his powers while in school, kind of like in the same same thing that we got in the Spider-Man 1 movie, and it would be really a lot similar to your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man movie, except the two villains in episode 3 wouldn't really be there. We would get a Daredevil cameo, but Spider-Man would actually get his suit straight away, and he would not try different suits, and it would be really pretty good to kind of see the Spider-Man, and they would have a huge final fight with the 110th Street Gang versus the guys from Scorpion, and we would see Tombstone, and we would see the evolution of Tombstone and the character development and how he became Tombstone. But it would be the same actors like William Dafoe and the other guys. Then after that, there would also be like MJ, and first there would be Gwen and MJ. So but MJ would be in his class, but Gwen would be like in the Amazing Spider-Man, and it would be really nice to kind of see the friendly neighborhood first approach. It reminds me kind of the Defenders, about the underground superheroes, but he's not really part of the Defenders, because the Defenders is more of a serious style and serious approach, but Spider-Man is like more of a funny and friendly Spider-Man approach. After that, it would be X-Men 2. It would be kind of like the X-Men, like the same thing as we saw, but the thing is that we would see how Wolverine got his claws, but we wouldn't get a movie to see that. We would just kind of discover more about it in X2 instead of discovering about it in X-Men Wolverine Origins, and we would see the entire like sequence of how he got it and everything. After that, we would get Hulk in 2003, the 2003 movie. Now it would be like the same story. It would be Absorbing Man and everything. It would be pretty cool, and it would be exactly the same as how we saw, and it would be pretty much it for the Hulk. Then it would be Spider-Man 2. Now the main villain would be Electro, and there would be Norman Osborn, Harry Osborn, and everything, and it would be kind of it would be still the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. He wouldn't really like get into a huge like a Sony multiverse, all that stuff that we got. It would be still friendly neighborhood, and it would be Electro would be the villain, and he would be like the original Electro that we got in the Spider-Man 1 Insomniac video game, and he would have his like original suit, and it would be really, really cool to see this Electro in the Spider-Man 2. And there would also be Harry Osborn, Norman Osborn, but we wouldn't see Daredevil in this one. We wouldn't have that little cameo appearance, but we would kind of see a bit how the Osborn company is a bit corrupted, and he would kind of figure that Spider-Man would kind of doubt himself, but he would not find out until the next Spider-Man movie. So that would be pretty much it for Spider-Man 2. So now it would finally be the Fantastic Four movie. The main villain would be Doctor Doom. He would not die at the end, but he would. We would think he's dead, but he isn't dead. He's just like trapped in the negative zone. So that's the only kind of difference that we would see, and this would kind of not be friendly neighborhood, not like be completely different from the Spider-Man. It would be this huge battle, and they would kind of be the main heroes of this phase. The Fantastic Four and the X-Men, they're like the famous people and like the famous heroes, not like the underground heroes like Spider-Man. So that's gonna be pretty much it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell never to miss another video. So stay tuned for part 2 to see the second phase of the Marvel timeline if they hadn't lost their rights and sold all their X-Men and Fantastic Four. So thank you guys all for watching, and bye.